I'm very melancholic, and my husband is a sanguine. The most important thing is to know your strengths and your weaknesses, and to know how the temperament weaknesses clash. I'll give you a simple example. I love humor, and my husband is very humorous. But sometimes when I come and say something serious, like the melancholic person I am, and he cracks a joke, guess what? I get angry. Do you get the very thing I love about him can annoy me? Do you get what I mean? So the thing is for him also to adjust and say, okay, realize he's cracked the joke, but Annette is serious, and we kind of get into a serious mode. But also sometimes even in my anger, because we've known each other long and we've talked about our temperaments, I'll look at him and say, and then, and then it will become a joke. Then we'll get to the serious thing. But sometimes I'll truly, truly be upset. But then I just know, okay, he can't help himself but crack a joke because of who he is. So opposites tend to attract. But sometimes we have temperaments, yes, but also we have maladjustment and dysfunctions sometimes in our temperaments because of the nurturing process. I could be a melancholy, that means I'm introverted, but I can have a healthy introversion, but I can also have an unhealthy introversion. Now, when the unhealthy introversion is what is operating in the marriage, that marriage is going to become very, very difficult. So, because already even the introversion with the extrovert can be a clash, let alone the unhealthy one now becomes totally, I'm suspicious of everybody, I cannot have everyone, no one can come to our home, I don't understand those people, they'll go and talk about us, and yet the extrovert wants some more people to come. So do you see? So I think for me, the thing is to realize we are married. Where are we broken? Where can we be healed? What help can I get? Sometimes as an individual, sometimes you live with your partner knowing that there are certain weaknesses they have. They are not going to go to zero. Mine are not going to go to zero. My husband's are not going to go to zero. But how do we mitigate? I'm a time freak. I keep time. But let's say I wasn't a good timekeeper. What is the best way my husband can ensure we leave for a 10 o'clock meeting? Then maybe there is a way, he will say, Annette, we are leaving at 8. Then by 8:30, I'm finally ready. You get? And we'll make it at 10. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you adjust, you find that my partner is likely to forget these details. So I write them and put them there and keep pointing them at. If you're parenting, they might see certain things, they might not see them. You who sees them, don't say, once you recognize, for me, I see them, just tell them, that person, maybe you need to talk to them about hygiene. You've just supported each other. So it's the goal, which team are you on, and the willingness to adjust. But I know that we are human. Sometimes we're in those phases, those moods where you really know your wrongs, but you don't want to change. That's the stiff-necked thing Jesus said, that people divorce because we are stiff-necked. We know the things we should be resolving, and we just refuse, or we are tired, or we think if we adjust them, we'll be a doormat. We are the ones who are always adjusting. Those things we put in our heads. But if we manage them. But I also know that very like people, when they come together, even on a work team, they can clash. When he's melancholic as me, I keep telling people, if the melancholy was the husband in this marriage, things would be different. I'm so glad my husband is the way he is. But just imagine if I had married somebody who is
in my marriage with my wife, or do I have to listen to these children? Do I have